hope you guys enjoy the relaxing breathing. Let me know if you skipped that first one. Let's do 2 yoga poses before we do our story. So our first pose tonight is butterfly pose. While sitting down, put the flats of your feet together, then put your hands on your feet. Your legs and your arms make the butterfly wings. Gently move them while breathing deep. I guess it's a good thing I didn't stand back up for this. All right, so one set of butterfly wings and the other, and lean forward and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And our second pose of the night is downward facing dog. Lay down on your belly with your hands by your chest. Then lift your bum up into the air and make an upside down V shape with your body while breathing deep. All right, so lay down, hands by your chest, and bum up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I hope you guys enjoy our Thanksgiving themed story. Everyone has had a good Thanksgiving, and I hope you'll enjoy this Thanksgiving themed story for tonight. Once upon a time, not very long ago, an old woman was visiting with her grandkids and talking about Thanksgiving. Well, my little munchkins, it's that time of year again. Thanksgiving is almost here. It's a day to give thanks for all of the wonderful things that we have. Things like a warm house, good family and friends who we can still keep in touch with even when we have to be apart, and most important of all, food! After all, what is Thanksgiving without food? Just look at my big belly. Now, every year I have a nice plump turkey for our Thanksgiving. And every year we've gone and bought a turkey at the store. But this year, I don't think I want to go to a store. It's always been crazy, and this year, I think will be crazier than most. So, I have a plan. This year, I'm going to catch my very own turkey, just like the pioneers did. I've just got to think of the right way to trap that turkey. Any ideas? The youngest of her grandchildren piped up, saying, "What about using a piece of rope to tie around the turkey's leg?" What a great idea! I'll try it and I'll let you know how it works out in a few days. A few days pass and the old woman is visiting with her grandkids again, and they ask how catching the turkey went. "Well, my darlings, it went like this. I went out into the forest and I found a place that looked like somewhere turkeys would hang out. I spread out a little bit of birdseed and then made a loop with my rope and sat under a bush to wait. I waited and waited, and eventually a turkey did come into the clearing. the turkey slowly made its way over to the birdseed and began to peck at the ground. When I thought it was distracted with the food, I yanked the rope. But I guess I must have made some kind of noise, and the turkey ran off. I have to think of another way of catching the turkey. Any ideas? The grandkids thought for a moment, and then the middle grandchild jumps up in excitement. Grandma, Grandma, what if you took a big stick and hit the turkey over the head? And then when it was stunned, you could tie its legs together. What a great idea! I'll try it, and I'll let you know how it works out in a few days. A few more days pass, and the old woman is visiting with her grandkids again, and they ask how catching the turkey went. Well, my darlings, it went like this. I went back out into the forest and found a different place that looked like somewhere turkeys would hang out. I spread a little bit of birdseed under a tree and then found a big branch and I hid behind the tree. I waited and waited, and eventually a turkey did come into the clearing. The turkey slowly made its way over to the birdseed and began to peck at the ground. When I thought it was distracted with the food, I swung that branch. But the turkey ducked and then ran away. It's getting really close to Thanksgiving, and I have to think of another way of catching a turkey. Any more ideas? The grandkids sat and thought for a moment. And then the oldest grandchild jumps up in excitement. Grandma, Grandma, what if you took a big net and dropped it over the turkey? Then you can hit it over the head with the stick and tie its legs together while it's stunned. What a great idea! I'll try it, and I'll let you know how it works out in a few days. A few more days pass, and it was finally Thanksgiving, and the grandkids arrived at Grandma's house just before dinner and asked how catching the turkey went. Well, my darlings, it went like this. I went back out into the forest and found yet another place that looked like somewhere turkeys would hang out. I spread out a little bit of birdseed under a tree, and then I climbed the tree and held my net out, ready to drop. I waited and waited, and eventually a turkey did come into a clearing. The turkey slowly made its way over to the birdseed and began to peck at the ground. When I thought it was distracted with the food, I dropped the net. And I caught that turkey. I climbed down out of the tree, grabbed my branch, grabbed my rope, and walked back over to the turkey. The turkey was making the most pitiful gobble gobbles and looking at me with the biggest, most sorrowful eyes and had such a cute little beak. I couldn't do it. So I now have a turkey for a pet, and we're having spaghetti and meatballs for Thanksgiving supper. And the turkey and the grandma and grandkids had a lovely Thanksgiving supper and lived happily ever after. The end. Was that a fun story? Hopefully your bellies aren't too full to do one more yoga pose before we do our deep breathing and say goodnight. Did you guys enjoy that story? Let's do one more yoga pose and then our deep breathing before we head off to sleep. Ready? Turtle pose. Sit down with your legs in front of you, slightly bent. Lean forward and slide your hands under your knees to hold the inside of your ankles. Try to touch your forehead to your feet while breathing deep. All right. Okay, so you can bring your legs up a little bit and then bring your hands kind of down touch, and then lean forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And namaste. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you next time. Bye.